I still think to this day, you're best off as an agent to really have two websites, and one that's geared towards listings and sellers, and one that's geared towards buyers. Hi, this is Brian Eisenhower. Welcome to the show today. Excited talking about best real estate marketing strategies. And today we're going to be talking about agent websites, what real estate agents should be having by way of an online presence. Not so much social media. We're talking about, search engines. We're talking about their websites. So when we do that, it gets very confusing for real estate agents. Like, what should I have? What do I need? Because the muffled message out there and the way that products are so combined today makes it very, very tricky. A lot of the best CRMs out there also give you a free website with it, Then if you want to buy leads and you're buying online leads, they may come with a CRM that also comes with a website. Or you could buy leads and have them sent to your CRM, and maybe it has a website, maybe you need a separate website. So you see all of that, whether you're buying leads, whether you have a CRM, whether it's linked to your social media, it starts to confuse. People get very, very concerned. And then what do I even use my CRM for? Is it my transaction management? Is it or even for my agents? Let's say I'm the leader, I'm the team leader, or I'm the owner of a brokerage. We coach many of the highest performing brokerage owners and team leaders in North America. And what do they do? How do they have one that works for all their agents and still works for them as an office and all that kind of stuff? And, and do they give their agents individual websites? So the question gets very, very confusing and muddled. So I'm going to attack it from a different angle that I think that I've always found, and it's the way we've coached it, and it really helps people understand it quickly. So I think this might shed some general light on websites. Okay. And here's what I have come to the decision on. And I've actually been at this decision for probably a decade or so, maybe even 15, 20 years. I don't know. And it really hasn't changed in overall strategy. What the content and the shape and the structure and the components of the websites have changed tremendously. However, the overall strategy is not. And I still think to this day, you're best off as an agent to really have two websites, and one that's geared towards listings and sellers, and one that's geared towards buyers. I really do think you need to be effective with Google and other search engines out there so that people can find you. You need to, those are two different markets, and understanding those two different markets and their two different purposes, I have not seen a very effective way without making big sacrifices to put the two together and have one singular integrated website. I think you need to have two separate URLs to really get the traction you want online. Now you can link them together so that the user experience, you can even make them a single sign-on in some instances, where if they sign on for one and you got a seller and they want to go look for a home, they go to your buyer site, and it kind of feels like it's all seamless, but they're two different websites, two different domain names. They come up differently in search results when people search online more, but most importantly. So there is ways to do that, but I want to talk about the strategy here, not the technical aspects of it. So one website is geared towards sellers, and understand that's your lead conversion website. Okay. And then you have a buyer website that's geared towards buyers, and that's your lead generation website. Okay, that's going to generate business for you. Whereas the seller website's going to, generally speaking, convert people that already know about you, that are checking you out to make sure you'd be good. But they've heard of you, they've known of you, something's made them go to your website and search for you. And here's why. Okay. People go online, sellers go online at different points for different reasons than buyers do in the process. A home buyer typically goes on, and some people have a home to buy and a home to sell, and generally speaking, they go buy first. Okay. People love to look for what they can get and start shopping around before they list their house to sell. Not always, but oftentimes they start their search now. Now, back in the days before the internet, that wasn't the case. They'd get an agent and the agent would show them around once they already talked about the fact they had a home to sell. Nowadays, no, they start, before they call the agent, they start looking online a long time beforehand. And that's when we have a chance to capture the lead. As a buyer, that's why we call it lead generation. We can go out long before they need an agent and generate the lead. And so buyers will start looking online before they need an agent, long before, right? So what do? They don't look for the agent. Right? They're just looking for houses. They want to see what they can get. So they go online to search for houses. So our website for buyers needs to be something that attracts them and gives them houses. It's where a buyer will go when they want to find houses. So think of Zillow. Zillow mastered it first. You go to Zillow and there's a big old freaking search bar right in front of you, right? Zillow mastered it first. That's why Zillow's the household name, is they figured it out. Agents for years, from 2001 all the way to like 2010, were putting up websites that just focused on the agent. Hey, look at me. Look at me. I'm awesome. Glam shot. Awesome. Service. Testimonials. All that. Those are seller website things. That's when they already know they want an agent. They don't want an agent. The internet's here, dummy. So they don't go that way. They actually look for the house first, right? So on a seller website, for buyers, they want to look for the house. They want to buy all that. So Zillow said, you don't need an agent. Just come right here, type in your city, your state, your community, whatever, and we'll start showing you houses from all the agents. The realtors protected themselves for a long time. They just hit it all with MLS and didn't share. And they still kind of do to this day. They kind of share it, but they don't get it out like Zillow does, right? Now we're trying to do it online. And that's what a buyer's website does. A buyer's website, a real good one, all of a sudden you see it. It's like, the big companies that do it are traditionally like the Boom Towns of the world, the Sierra Interactives, the Follow Up Bosses, the KV Core, the Commissioning. I mean, go on and on. There's tons of good ones out there. I know them. If I didn't name them all, I'm sorry. But there's lots of them. I'm just trying to think of the ones you probably heard of. And they give you a website and you can buy leads from them. And that is people going online to search for houses. If you look up for one of those websites, it is very much boom, search bar right in front. Because why? Because those companies that you buy lead from, they actually put different types of pay-per-click things out on Google or even on social media. And when people go to look for houses, they'll click on it and boom, they don't have to worry and click anywhere else. It's just type it in right there, just like Zillow does. So that's what they look like. That's what those websites look like. They're designed, hey, if you want to search, don't worry about me, the agent. You can search interactive. I'm hidden. Don't worry about me. Don't mind me. I'm not going to try to capture your information or call you. I'm hidden. This is just a search. I'm like trying to be Zillow here. And that's what a buyer's website looks like. It's very geared towards people that want to search for homes online because that's what buyers want. Seller website, different. They've already heard of you. I want to list my house. Who do I want? The top agent in town. Who lists in my area? So my best friend. I already know. I want to check them out. Maybe it's my cousin. Maybe it's my cousin's agent. Maybe it's that agent over there. I want to check them out. Maybe it's the agent who's got the house I want to buy and I want them to list my house. Let's see how good, and I'm going to go check them out. So it's got to look good. So I got to go to it. Now it's got to be like, here's my customer service. Here's what we do. Here's my client testimonials, because I'm looking for a seller. It's got to put me first and foremost, right? It's built around lead conversion because I already knew of you. You didn't have to, I came to you. So it's more of like a spider web. I'm coming to you and I'm going to get trapped and sucked in, right? It's branded around the agent, includes an impressive bio, makes me look good, it shows my best videos, my best listings, maybe listings that are better than what I really get, just to show that I can do that. Examples of my marketings. You can put your team members on there. Any features that makes you better, have contact forms, contact information, show your vendors up there, your reach, your knowledge of the local community is very good up there, just to show you're local, your kids, your family, all those different types of things to show you're local, that they can trust you, to show that you've been around, to show your experience. You know how to do that, right? Put your best foot forward on your website. That's your traditional agent website. All right. Got to have one of those too. And that, especially the better you make it look, the nicer, the more dynamic. Understand, they look at that website and they think that's how you're going to market my house. So they want impressive. They want the sign to look good. That's going to be in front of their yard. They want your logo to look good. That's going to be on their marketing. So all of those types of things, you're trying to make you look good. Look at how good that I market. That's the seller website. That's your target. On the buyer website, that's generally speaking, hey, look at how easy our website helps you show homes. You're selling your tool there. We have the best tool for finding homes. We're not selling you, putting you out of the way. So that's the difference. That's why it's hard to put them together, because you have two different people looking for two different things when they go search online. You can kind of link them together, kind of integrate them the way I said, loosey-goosey, but we need two separate URLs because that's very important for keyword optimization. When people go search for things online, they go into Google and they type your name in, or they type in local communities and things like that. Now, you will see a lot of other websites you can have off those two. You got to have those two. We coach a lot of agents and teams and brokerages that also train geographic farming too, and as a pillar of their leads, they get business from, maybe online leads. And then I recommend going with one of those buyer website companies I mentioned. Let them do it. They're the pros. They'll generate that business. They'll get it to you at a very, very low cost per lead, pay-per-click, forced registration. It's going to be $5 to $15 per lead, somewhere down in that range, and low conversion rate, but you have leads to call, maybe, 2-5% conversion rate. And big teams can give their new agents that don't have their own leads to call something to call. If they work them, they will work. That's what big teams do, use to supplement their newer agents that don't have their own spheres built yet, things like that. So, but that's how you can kind of put the marketing with it too. But that's what that buyer website should look like, is we want to have a search bar that's geared towards buyers, that kind of thing. And the listing side should be more of a glam website for you and your services, your team, your business, that kind of thing. Now, the landing pages for geographic farming, those will usually come off the buyer website too, but typically we're going to market a neighborhood, a community. People that go online for that, they're actually searching for that neighborhood. If you have a desirable part of town, like Sierra Meadows. Let's say that's the fancy area by the golf course where all the expensive houses are, right? And you want to sell more houses in Sierra Meadows. We're going to start buying, Sierra Meadows St. Louis.com or, Sierra Meadows Homes.com, and get some URLs for it, and then direct to our landing page on our existing buyer website that just shows Sierra Meadows homes for sold, some photos of Sierra Meadows. So we're going to build little web pages that are kind of off our buyer website typically. And, we could even show on our seller website because you're going to attract sellers that way too. If you can show I have a buyer's wait list on my Sierra Meadows website, that's something. If I put sierrameadows.com hanging beneath a sign writer in one of my farms, all of a sudden I'm going to get some listings because of my website too. And then hopefully I get some buyers too. But really it's geared towards getting listings. But because of search engine optimization, I'll have it on my buyer's website too. That's another little landing page you see a lot of teams and brokerages do, and agents that want to farm as well. Because we always want you building your sphere of influence first and foremost. And you might get online leads, and you might prospect for new business a bunch of different ways. That's a great way to farm too. You might farm for business. Tons of different ways to generate business. And but we found farming, actually, you can really do a lot with your online ecosystem. If we get set up with some good SEO on some websites that are designed specifically to target members and sellers and listings in that farm, even though it's really kind of some smoke and mirrors marketing because it's designed to look like it's for buyers. And you do get some buyers off it, but primarily it's for listings and specific geographic farms. So that's the idea, guys. I hope that helps, gives you an idea, kind of give you an idea about real estate marketing online and building websites, kind of a different way to look at the website issue. Okay. I think you need one of each. The seller website should be very cheap. Shouldn't be any marketing with it. It really should just be like $100-$200 subscription a month. You can get some real nice ones out there. There's some real good companies out there that we can help you with, that we put our clients with a lot too. And then again, the buyer websites are a lot of those CRM functions. You want to get the website that comes with the leads. Often it just makes it a lot easier. And there's companies where you can piece those and Frankenstein them together too, leads and CRM and website together. So we can help you with that as well. Hope that helps, guys. Can't wait to see you on the next episode. So we'll see you next week. Thanks, guys.